My name is Chris Smith. I'm a best-selling author and the co-founder of Curaytor, a fast-growing, full-service digital marketing company. This is my show, Curayted, where I talk about what's got my attention. Basically, what's working and helping businesses grow and what's hype. We want to help you grow your business faster. In this episode, my team is sharing their top takeaways from one of the biggest marketing conferences in the world, HubSpot Inbound. We brought members of the Curaytor team to learn as much as possible so that they could bring that information back to our company and to yours. We're going to focus on the actionable advice that's actually worth implementing. This is Curayted, Episode 2, Inbound.
We saw the LinkedIn booth, and they were telling us that there is a free pixel that you can install on your website, and you actually get the information of who is visiting your website. You get their profession, things like that, like things that people put in themselves on LinkedIn. You would get the information on who's visiting your website. I think it would be great for our clients, and it would be great for us too to see what kinds of small businesses are looking at our website.
And then LinkedIn will give you, what do they give you? Age, data?
Yep.
So basically you could go to our clients or even for ourselves and say, hey, you know, like 8% of the people that visited from LinkedIn were doctors.
Yes.
And 50% of them work for companies larger than 300 employees. So they don't give you their email though, right? Probably not. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, companies are looking for data. The more you know, the more you can sell appropriately. And as a marketing company, we always have the pressure to show our clients that we're getting them quality traffic, quality leads.
So one of the top things from Adam Grant, who's an organizational psychologist, he said to make the unfamiliar familiar. So it's something like when you have a really cool, innovative suggestion, you bring it to a coworker, a colleague, or a manager, and they're like, oh, that's like a really cool suggestion, but we can't do that because we've never tried that before.
I do think it's important that you want to create a culture where people are open to suggesting ideas, and it is very tough when every time you come with an idea, somebody squashes it down. And I do think that it's harder to stand out than ever before. One
of the things he had us do, which I think was really memorable, was they were all in the audience and he said, pick a song and clap it and see if the person next to you can guess what it is. Mm-hmm. And he said, but make it like an easy one, like something that everyone would know. And I did Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and Jenny didn't get it. And it was just that idea that like, if it's not in your head and it's harder to portray when it's not your idea. He kind of mentioned Warby Parker and taking things that work in other industries and kind of contextualizing it to meet yours. So buying eyeglasses online seemed like a crazy idea, and everyone he pitched it to was like, no, you need to be able to try them on.
Sure.
And then he took Netflix's model, he took Zappos model, and he combined them all, and now multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah, it reminds me of Google. Google has a thing called 20% time. 1 out of every 5 days, the people that work at Google get to work on anything they want. And through that creative freedom, Gmail, Google Calendar, like half the cool stuff that we use, Maps, it was created. My son's, he got accepted to Gifted, and they were like teaching the students in 5th grade the importance of sort of blocking time to work on nothing. I think one thing that's interesting, I know a lot of people watching will be scared about the idea that the internet is always on and you've got to be available 24/7. So what would your advice be to somebody? They hear a message like that and they want to always be available, but they also want a life.
Like have options on your website that like allow you to be available 24/7. So we use tons of CRMs and then like managing or lead management systems that basically allow us to be available at all times. So it's like little things like intercom or having someone pop up like, hey, let's chat for a little bit. Don't just brush them off. I know he was like, I'm just trying to be a customer and I want to figure out how to be a customer. And they're like, hey, you reached the customer support like chat. We're not going to be able to help you.
You have to have a Netflix mindset. You have to create this original content that only you know, but then you have to put it on the internet 24/7. You can always be responsive without always being available. I was looking at, we use a technology called Groove to manage support tickets, and then we have a knowledge base that we use through Intercom. And it shows us like, hey, 400 times last month, a customer went to send in a support ticket, but then the wiki suggested the answer and we didn't get a ticket. That's a huge deal.
I was interested in what Dharmesh from HubSpot said about the content. So they found that 20% of their content generated 93% of their leads. So they were doing too much, and a lot of people focus on quantity instead of quality. So they're doing too much, so they cut down on their blogs by 50%, and they found that the time on the blog significantly was higher than before.
I love it, and it's actually something anyone can do. I mean, if you go to your Google Analytics, run a report from the last 12 months, and you look at the percentage of each page, you know, we do this for companies all the time, you only have like 5 to 10 money pages, and then 5 to 10% of your articles blow up. So I think it's smart. I think the future is doing less content that's way better. And to get a lead and to get a client, you need time on site. You need page views per visitor. So I would much rather have 5,000 people visit and spend 5 minutes than 5 million people visit and spend 5 seconds.
So one of the biggest thing I saw was actually a company called Bright Cove, and they do landing pages just like us, but their main goal is through video. So right when you click on the landing page, it's actually a video starts playing, and right on the side of it, it has the opportunity for you to sign up.
Videos as a lead magnet work great. Is it a background wallpaper kind of a video?
Yeah, and it has the ability to like at the very bottom strip, there's even more like related videos that they could click on.
Lead Pages was here. Unbounce is here. Bright Cove I've never heard of. We do landing pages at Curaytor. So landing pages are huge. 48% of marketers use a new landing page with every campaign. HubSpot put out great data that companies that have 40 or more landing pages generate 10 times more leads than companies with 1 to 5 landing pages. I think that is probably the trend that for me with the conversion code and traveling and teaching, you know, I say landing pages are the new black. People come to me, they say, Chris, I'm brand new in business, I got nothing going on, what should I do? What do I really need to at least get some deals? And I don't even say a website. You need a Facebook ad with a landing page and a phone.
I was very attracted to Brene Brown's speech about authenticity and the idea that if you're authentic, you sort of belong everywhere. And you know, I just think as a company as a whole and a team member, like the more authentic you are, the more productive you are, the more you can bring to the table with the company.
Because I know sometimes we want to be authentic, but then we catch heat for it. You know, I post stuff online giving authentic sales tips and people want to murder me. So like how do you break through and become authentic and vulnerable when a lot of times as soon as you do, people try to squash you back down?
Because you are, and you have to be a lion over a lamb, like you always like to say. So that reminded me of the fact that even if you catch heat for it, if it's true to you and it's honest to you, then it really doesn't matter what anybody else says because they're still going to respect you for what you've had to say.
We say human companies win. And people are attracted to flaws. People think they always have to be perfect. And you know, a lot of times, some of the people we look up to, the reason we do is because they are authentic and they don't try to be something that they're not.
One of the trends I noticed in a couple different sessions is the lines between sales and marketing have never been blurrier, they've never been more alike. And so Juliana Nicholson from HubSpot talked about that in detail in a really smart way. Now we've got marketers, like on our team, we're revamping the emails that go out from our sales guys. They're templates written by the marketing team. The idea that it made me embrace is, I love when I see Darren and Neil, when I get to see our sales team live in person. I get something from them and they get something from me every time we talk. Why don't we talk more? So moving forward, we're gonna have the Smarketing monthly meeting. An hour out of a month, if that means that we're a little more productive, it's going to be so worth it.
Yeah, sales is starting to be sexy. So I think it's never been a more exciting time to be in marketing or sales, and it's exciting to see sales get some respect.
And one thing in particular that I want to implement right when we get back to the office is a way for us to really leverage our referral program even better. And as you know, like our referrals are our best lead source. We convert 65% of them, which is really huge. So basically the idea is after the sales guys do like a sales demo, we'll have one of our top clients proactively reach out to the prospect and say, you know, hey, I heard you were checking out Curaytor with Neil. I actually worked with Neil a couple years ago. I'd love to tell you about my experience with Curaytor, answer any questions, and basically just hop on a quick call. I think it would add a lot of value to the prospect hearing the client's perspective.
I think it's the trend, and I loved how you picked up on it, is, you know, everybody wants referrals and everybody is thinking about these referral programs. What I love about Inbound is it's sort of, okay, what else? And so the idea of a super ambassador and the idea of turning a web lead into a referral lead on purpose, not passively, home run.
Attending a conference like Inbound can cost thousands of dollars, and it also means time away from your day-to-day operations. But learning and practicing new strategies and tactics is sometimes just too important to miss out on. My team has already implemented several of the takeaways from today's episode, and I hope that those takeaways can help your business too.